All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rome. We're back. And Osaka won in like 2 minutes. Geez, she dominated against Schneider, which is a little bit surprising considering it's on clay. But yeah, that was super impressive. And now we're here. The most anticipated match of the day, Rybakina versus Yala. I think a lot of people are interested to see how Yala does. There are definitely some people that are picking Yala to win. There are definitely people that are thinking that Rybakina is going to win easily. I think it might be somewhere in the middle. I think Yala is going to do better than people expect, but Rybakina 2026 Rybakina is super scary. I mean, she might be the favorite of the French Open if at the end of this week. But let's see what happens. This is a good test for Yala. She had a good week so far. She's had her 2 best wins on the clay ever by ranking. She beat Freck in the first round, which was a career high best win on clay by ranking. And then she beat Wong in a rematch and a revenge win on the clay as well. And she was even higher ranked. So the last 2 matches for Yala have been the best of her career on clay. And she's actually had a much better clay season last year as well. So 3rd round here, she did well in Madrid. So Yala is doing better than last year. And I think that's what was the clay court expectations was, can she do better than last year? The answer is yes. She has done better. Unless, even if she loses the first round of the French Open, she still has done better. Now, this is actually super important for ranking, though, when it comes to both players, because obviously Yala, she wins this, her ranking will go up. Her ranking is, can move a lot faster and a lot further because of where she is in the rankings currently. She's currently ranked number 38. If she wins this match, she'll go up to number 32, which will probably get her seeded at the French. So if she wins this, French Open seed is probably locked in because there's a lot of players that have lost. Players like Christian, Wong, Buksha, Siniakova, Balick, Joint, they've all lost. So it kind of opens it up for if she does win this. Now, Cocchiaretta also has a chance to be seeded if she wins. And also Penko is kind of on the break line where it says where she's about to get seeded. So, big win for Yala, not just because it's against Rybakina, but also for ranking. If she does lose this match, there's still a chance she could be seeded. She just needs 6 players ahead of her to withdraw. Raducanu we don't know if she's going to play. Who else is in the top? Anisimova hasn't played anything yet, so we don't know if she's playing the French. I don't think anyone's withdrawn from the top 30 yet. But there's definitely some players there that are not, that are questions going into the French Open. But a win would probably secure her as a seed. Rybakina's ranking, if she wins this tournament, she is this close to Sabalenka. And when I say this close, I mean, about a slam final or a French Open win away from being number 1. She's really, she's playing for not just winning this match, but obviously going on to win the title. That'll put her in a position of almost of number 1, which is incredible to think. Probably less than 12 months ago, she was like outside the top 10. And we're thinking, is Rybakina going to stay healthy enough to come back and do something dangerous? And the answer is yes. It's always going to be yes. So that's what's on the line for the rankings. They've never played before. Obviously, we know that Yala has played players in the top 10, such as Swiatek a few times, one on the clay as well. We saw her play Gauff this year twice. We've seen her beat Palini this year. So she has got, I think, like a 4-win, 3-loss record against top 10s, which is really impressive. And Rybakina has not done well on the clay generally, but she has won Rome before. She did win Rome back in 2023. Was it 23? 22. 24. No. 23. 2024. 3. Definitely 4. 3. 2023. She did play last year, lost in the 3rd round. So not the greatest clay season last year. But yeah, she took out Swiatek, she took out Ostapenko, and she also took out Vondrousova, Kalinskaya, and Palini. I mean, that's a hell of a run. Palini, Kalinskaya, Vondrousova, Swiatek, Ostapenko, and then the final was against Kalinina, and she beat her. I did get a couple of retirement victories along the way, but that was the run that got her the title. Hey, thank you, Dim, for the 10. Appreciate that. Thank you for the $10. Players should be out on court in about 10 minutes' time. The rain is around. There is definitely spots of rain around, but luckily we're on clay, so we can play through. But there is rain on in and around the place. I don't think it's going to rain. Like, I'd be pretty shocked if we had any like massive rain delays. But yeah, there is definitely rain in the area. Osaka looks locked in, Cam. Oh, yeah, she looked so good. And yeah, Swiatek has to win tonight and then plays Osaka. So like that's going to be crazy. Osaka playing Sabalenka and Swiatek on clay back to back is pretty impressive. If she doesn't beat Swiatek, but she could. She could beat Swiatek. By the way, chat, don't forget to vote. We have a poll up. We'll keep that up until they jump out on court and play. But yeah, check it out and make your vote be known. All we ask is 1 point for Yala. Hey, look. I know a lot of people saying this even after the Wong match, going, hey, look, if we have to play Rybakina, it's been a good week. So, and that's a good way to think about it. I've only seen like a couple of people that are sort of like, going all in with the Yala to win this match. This would be more impressive than the Swiatek match. Like this is like the context of this win, if Yala does get it, would be better than the Swiatek win last year in Miami. Because the Swiatek win in Miami last year, Swiatek wasn't in the best of form. Rybakina is in the best of form. Like, she is having a phenomenal season. She's on fire. Like, this is, like, there's no, like, you beat Rybakina, it's either that or Sabalenka is the best win of the year, right? If you beat them. So, yeah. And plus, Rybakina has also won in Stuttgart already. So she's already got a clay title to her name. Whereas Sabalenka doesn't. So maybe beating Rybakina right now is more impressive than beating Sabalenka based on clay court tennis as well. But yeah, so it is a huge, it'll be the biggest win of her career by far. Or at least by a bit. Just. Better than the one against Swiatek. Also beating the Australian Open champion. I mean, let's just hope that Alex can get one game. I'm sure that she will get games. I mean, I'd be very surprised if Yala didn't win any games. Like that would be surprising. We did watch Rybakina play Sakkari, and she looked okay. There was a couple of games in that match that were a bit awkward, and Sakkari made her work for it. But Rybakina was pretty solid in that first round. Didn't show any signs of fatigue. The first set was close, but then she ran away with the second. And I guess for Yala, it's good that she beat Wong in straight to not have to play a longer match because, every little bit of energy will count towards this one. Winner of this, by the way, will take on either Pliskova or Sigemund in the fourth round. And then you've got Svitolina versus Bartunkova, one of those players in the quarterfinal. So that is the lineup, and that is the way things are heading for the future. But yeah, we've got Osaka in the fourth round. We've got Pegula versus Potapova. That's a banger, fourth round. Bottom half of the draw is stacked. Top half of the draw is open because of the Sabalenka loss. It's sort of wide open now with Gauff and Andreeva being the standouts. But yeah, it is Rome is shaping up to be a very interesting tournament. Very, very interesting to see who actually can lift this trophy. Yala is going to break Rybakina at least once. Okay. All right, players will be out on court in probably about 5-6 minutes. So get to voting. Get to voting. Rybakina will hit more winners. More than 20 winners, okay. Yeah, by the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there as well. It's been, we'll talk about it in the earlier matches, but yeah, hopefully you're all having a good day out there. You're getting spoiled, or you're spoiling your mum. So go... make sure you have a good one. Or we're here and we can all just hang out and watch tennis while on Mother's Day. Pardon me. Sad that Yala's not playing doubles. Yeah, she would have needed a wild card. You know, that she would need a wild card, and the wild cards were going to all the Italians here. So that's why she didn't get the get access to this tournament in doubles or whatever. Yeah. Yala is playing doubles. No, she's not. Unless she came in last minute. She'll be playing. Oh, she will be playing. Oh, whoa. Is she playing now? Oh, wow. Okay. They must have come in. She come in like as an alternate. But she wasn't playing doubles. She wasn't on the list as far as I could tell. Now she is on the list. No, she's not. It's Fernandez versus Cocciaretto. Winner play. That's not Yala. Yala's not playing doubles. Unless she got a last minute replacement today. And she's jumping in with somebody. New announcement. Yala and Baptiste are playing doubles together. Oh, okay. Hey, Linda, thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that. Last minute. So they replaced Fernandez with Drew. Okay, there you go. There you go. That hasn't been updated. Did that literally just happen like now? Is that literally happened just right this second? There you go. There you go. All right, players coming out in 5 minutes. Last minute. Yeah, so she wouldn't be playing today. I have to double check and see when they're playing, but I haven't seen any update. But I'll let you know when there's an update. And I'll let you know when they're playing. Probably tomorrow. Anyways. Yala Baptiste versus Siniakova Townsend second time. There you go. I don't think they're playing today though, are they? Townsend and Siniakova are not playing today in doubles, so it'll probably be tomorrow. If that is happening. Boddick and Karin are in a tiebreaker. There you go. Who you got? I'm going to go Hashanov in that one. I think Hashanov is going to take that one. A guaranteed just 2-set win for Rybakina, okay? Well, we'll find out. We will see. Not surprising if Rybakina wins, but it will be viral if Yala full of an upset. Oh yeah, this would be probably one of the upsets of the season. One of the upsets. It would be talked about. Been a lot of upsets in the last couple of weeks. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. Yep. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. Yala's relentless. If Rybakina goes walkabout, Yala could win. Hey, look. There is definitely opportunity for Yala if she plays well defensively. That's like her defensive style. And with Rybakina, maybe, Rybakina does play matches where she does get a little bit annoyed and does throw in errors. If that is the case today, there could be a chance, for sure. There's always a chance. And we know that Yala, even if things aren't going her way early, she is going to still fight. We saw that yesterday or 2 days ago with Wong. Remember, she was down double break 3-love and everyone's like, oh, this is over. And then she came back and won. So we know that Yala, even if things aren't going well for her early days, she will fight to the end. Cerundolo breaks 5-3. Yeah, Cerundolo Musetti's on right now. That's a marathon. They're playing forever. It's been not even one set yet. Van der Zandschulp is actually... By the way, who said tie break? Van der Zandschulp, he's got a set point. If she's playing doubles, will she play the 125 backup next week? Yeah, I don't know. I have to confirm she's playing doubles because I haven't seen anything that says she is. But But until that, we'll wait and see. If she plays doubles, then she's probably not going to play next week. If she wins today, she'll probably won't play next week. But yeah. Then again, does she need to play next week? Like, does Yala need to play? Does she need form? I mean, she's won 2 matches this week. Like, usually those challenger events are used as a backup. And I feel like she's made a good run here. She's the 3rd seed over in is it Palmer? Yeah, Palmer in the Palmer Open. She's the 3rd seed, but does she need to play it? I guess I guess it does count towards ranking, right? So then it might, yeah, she probably will. Because if she does do a couple of things next week and then her ranking goes up to 35, like we were talking about earlier, then maybe she does need to play next week for that. Yeah, she'll get the additional points, which will add towards her French Open chances of being seeded. So maybe it is worth playing if she's healthy. So yeah, definitely. If she wins today, she won't play next week. But I don't know about the doubles. If she is playing in doubles, then I don't know what the situation will be. Here we go. Yala's on court, and the flags are flying. It is kind of crappy conditions out there, not going to lie. It ain't pretty out there. It's windy and wet and a little bit looks cold, so that's for sure. By the way, chat, don't forget to vote. Thank you, everybody who has voted. Here comes Rybakina. Is Rybakina Player of the Year? Her and Sabalenka are definitely fighting for that honor at the moment. Players of the Year. She's definitely equal top Player of the Year, I would say. But here we go. Here we go. Can Yala do something crazy? Sun's just come out as well. Yay. Botic 7-5. Crazy. By the way, Gene, have you seen that Yala's playing doubles? Or have you seen any update on the draw or anything? Or any news? Mercedes breaks back 5-4. Ooh. Dutchy hasn't seen anything? Okay, yeah. I haven't seen anything either, but there's word on the street. Rybakina is top player in my book. Yeah, she's definitely. Well, she won a slam, but then Sunshine Double went to Sabalenka, so it's pretty even. It's a pretty close contest between who's the best of the year so far. If it's windy, it favors Yala. Well, yeah. Yeah, the wind definitely would favor Yala. It might neutralize Rybakina a little bit and also frustrate Rybakina, which is a big help. Now, unlike other Yala matches, the crowd is not going to be a factor. The crowds in Rome have not been like the crowds we've seen for Yala in other tournaments, you know, in America or even in like Saudi Arabia, not Saudi Arabia, Dubai and Doha, right? So it's not one of those, like, it doesn't have the same. They've definitely got people there that are obviously Philippine supporters, but it's not the same, like, you know, crowd that makes you feel like you're playing in Manila. So and even the crowd doesn't even affect Rybakina anyway, so that wouldn't have even mattered. Crowd's all right. It's definitely emptier than we're used to seeing for both these players. But let's see. Here we go. And then after this, by the way, chat, we got Swiatek taking on Cocciaretto, which is absolute fire. All right. Get your votes in. Not the same atmosphere. Yeah. All right, here we go. Yala Rybakina. Winner plays Sigemund or Pliskova. So either way, it's going to be a tough next round for the winner of this match, because Pliskova's been in some good form the last couple of weeks, and Sigemund is a nightmare, and we know that. We've watched her play a lot of different players, and she has frustrated them all. Except for Yala. Yala actually wasn't super affected by her goings-ons, but yeah. If Yala wins one set, this might be a pinnacle of her career. What if she wins one set? And we'll see. All right, they're just warming up their last few shots, and then we are a go. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Yep. All right, so confirmation. Yes. Yala and Baptiste are playing doubles against the world number 2 seeds, which, the number 2 seeds, the world number 2 doubles team. That'll be tomorrow, probably. So the schedule will come out. Tomorrow is kind of busy. But yeah, they're coming in last minute, Baptiste and Yala, who have, yeah, tell you what, Philippines fans are throwing fists already in the stands. So yeah, Yala is playing doubles as well. Prismic still on fire. Yeah, good win today. Good win today. All right, here we go. So Musetti and Cerundolo are in absolute battle. Van der Zandt beating up Hashanov is interesting. All right, chat, last votes, and then we'll get started. They're warming up their serves. Yala's obviously got his serve is going to be important. First serve, she needs first serves, because we know Rybakina's return is deadly. Also, how many are we almost at 500 likes? We are. We're almost at 500 likes as well, so thank you for that. Is Vukov there? That's also very important. This type of match absolutely helps Yala to measure how much more she needs to improve. Oh, yeah, for sure. This is definitely a good experience at the end of the day, right? Shout out from the Philippines. Hey, what's up? By the way, this match starting on time is absolutely kind of a shock, because the matches before this went very fast. Like this easily could have been 2 hours from now. So the fact that this match is on time is fantastic. That never happens. Usually I'm getting asked in the chat, when's this starting? Now. Right now. On time. All right, chat. No more votes. No more votes. 1,500 votes. Holy shit. All right. Here we go. Rybakina is going to... I think she's going to receive. I think I just saw her receive... Is going to receive? I think that's what's happening. Now, there is a bit of weather around, so... Well, there's some dark clouds around, so that could be a factor. Interruptions could happen. On and off rain could be a problem. I mean, it depends on what the score is as to who it affects more at the time. But I think right now we'll see what happens with the weather. The weather is a little windy as well, which obviously affects different players differently. All right. Yala to serve. Rybakina makes a serve. As we get a return now to the backhand of Yala. Forehand now from... Nope. No forehand required, because Yala hits a winner to start. All right. Yala with the first point of the match. 62% even against Rybakina. What do you mean even against Rybakina? All right. As Yala puts that one in the net. 15-0. The first serve is going to be important for Yala. New subscriber here, praying and hoping for Alex. Hey, welcome. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining. All right, serve again from Yala. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Goes in the backhand of Rybakina. Backhand of Eala to the forehand of Rybakina. Eala forehand cross court. Rybakina is there with the backhand up the line. Goes long. Tell you what, not the cleanest of hitting from Rybakina to start. Yeah, good question. How does Rybakina do against lefties? Is a very valid question. She is 4-2 in the last 12 months. 2-0 this year. She's beaten Fernandez in... By the way, she beat Fernandez in Stuttgart in that epic three-setter. So... And then she also beat Schneider in Stuttgart. Overall, 26 wins, 19 losses. But Fernandez has pushed her a few times. 3 out of the last 4 matches with Fernandez have been going the distance. So I'm sure that Eala's coaching team all focused on what Fernandez does well against Rybakina and went, you have to do that. Now, the difference is, obviously, as we say with Eala all the time on clay, movement is still a work in progress. But, and obviously Fernandez has that. But still, there's a lot that she could take from Fernandez that, you know, to use against Rybakina because it's been successful over the last couple of matches. Anyways, 4-0 Rybakina. Eala puts up a lob. But the lob goes long. The wind took that one. Deuce. It is breezy. All right, deuce. As Eala serves again. Serving to the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand out from Eala. The backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina goes wide. And it's advantage Eala. Just watching Eala play against Rybakina is already a win for us Alex fans. Whatever the result, it's a win-win for Alex. I love that attitude. That is a great attitude to have. Serve down the tee is a fault. Second serve. And that is the right attitude because it really doesn't matter what happens with Eala here. She loses, she wins, doesn't matter. She got to the third round of a big tournament on clay for the first time, and she's playing against arguably the best player in the world in 2026. Not even arguably, it's literally in the rankings. She's the best player this year by ranking points, Rybakina. All right, deuce. Double fault for Eala. As Eala serves a fault, second serve. Second serve to the backhand of Rybakina. Good return into the backhand of Eala. As Rybakina backhand to the forehand of Eala. And up the line, a winner from Eala. And I'll tell you this as well, chat, something that we didn't talk about much. One of Rybakina's weaknesses is her movement. She's not the quickest player around the court. So if Eala is able to hit the shots up the lines and make Rybakina move, she's going to get opportunity. All right, advantage Eala. There's a return from Rybakina. Goes in the forehand of Eala. Rybakina backhand. Into the forehand of Eala. Rybakina backhand again to the forehand of Eala. As Rybakina forehand goes again, the forehand of Eala. Rybakina on the stretch, but no, Eala just hit it long. I'll tell you though, Eala is holding her own in these rallies. Deuce. By the way, I'm not sure which way the wind's going, but I think it's going from Eala's side of the court to Rybakina. So I think Rybakina's hitting into the wind, and Eala's hitting with the wind because she's hitting a lot of shots long. Eala. I can't see exactly. I don't know how breezy it is either. It might not be that windy, but everyone's putting on jackets. Oh, there's some rain around. Everyone's putting on jackets. Literally, everyone's like, oh shit, put the jackets on. Serve. Into the back of Rybakina. Return the back of Eala. Rybakina forehand is into the forehand of Eala. Rybakina forehand again. Goes long. And Eala gets to advantage. I'll tell you, a lot of errors from Rybakina to start this match. Advantage Eala. Yeah, everyone's putting on jackets. Everyone looks freezing. It looks cold out there. Serve. Into the back of Rybakina. Forehand from Yala. To the back of Rybakina. Rybakina into wide. Yala wins the first game. 1-love. All right. Good start. Umbrellas and jackets are on. Oh, no. Yeah, people are putting on jackets. People are putting up umbrellas. People are leaving because they don't have a jacket or an umbrella. All right. 1-love Yala. Good start. Yeah, it is breezy out there. And it's wet. But the good thing is that in the rain, they can play in the rain. It's they don't have to play, like they don't have to stop the match because of the rain. Now, it's not ideal. It's annoying, but the rain won't, it'll only make the line slippery. All right. Both players are just taking a little bit extra time here to cover their bags with towels. All right, here we go. Let's see what Rybakina can do here on her serve. Yala's returns will be a key. By the way, 10 wins, 5 losses for Yala in 1000s this year. 15 wins, 5 losses for Rybakina. That's been impressive by Yala. 10 wins, 5 losses in 1000 tournaments this year. That's pretty good. It's very good. Return goes short. In comes Rybakina. Oh, she overhits it. Rybakina is overhitting. Making errors. Love 15. Love 15. Rybakina serves again. Now, wide the front of Yala. Good return. Nope. Just missed by Yala. Just missed. And it's 15-0. All right, 15-0. Vukov is there. Stefano Vukov is there. Serve out wide the back of Yala. Forehand of Rybakina. He's a winner. 30-15. 30-15. Road to 300k followers. Yeah, we might get there today. If everybody hasn't subscribed right now, we might get there today. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. 300k, we open a box full of signed tennis cards. And these two ladies could be in there. Backhand to backhand rally, but that goes out by Rybakina, and it's 30-all. Already subscribed? Awesome. Confirming that Vukov's presence. That's it. Vukov is there. Confirmed. Must be nice to watch tennis all day. Yeah, but I also only get 3 hours sleep. So, I mean, you get, watch tennis all day, don't sleep at all. So, it's a bit of both. All right, 40-30. Ace. Down the tee. 40-30. Serve down the tee, the back end of Yala. As Rybakina with a forehand. Cross-court winner. All right. Rybakina holds 1-all, but it hasn't been easy on serve for either lady in these first 2 games. 10 minutes for 2 games. It's raining 70 kilometers from Rome. Yeah. God, everyone looks so cold out there. They're all wearing winter jackets and umbrellas around. So we got forehand from Rybakina into the back of Yala. Rybakina forehand inside out. Goes to the forehand of Yala. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala forehand again. Rybakina forehand cross court. Yala gets it back but hits in the net. And it's love 15. Cam doesn't watch tennis all day. He watches tennis all night. That's true. That is factual. I watch tennis all night and I don't see the sun. So Except for today, when I slept, had a 3-hour nap, and then went outside. Forehand backhand rally as Rybakina goes in the backhand of Yala. Rybakina forehand into the backhand of Yala again in the net. And Rybakina's starting to find it now. Love 30. Love 30. Little chance here to get a break point. Rybakina. Love 30. Serving to the backhand of Rybakina. Backhand of Yala. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina over hits it. Yala hit the line. 15-30. Cerundolo breaks back, going to a tie-breaks first set. That match is... Winner plays rude, so that match is crazy. Did I have a good sleep? I didn't have a sleep. All right, return goes into the forehand of Yala. Yala hits a winner up the line. 30-0. Yeah, so since... If you were here yesterday for the Fonseca match, so since the Fonseca match, that ended at 7 a.m. my time. I went to bed for a couple hours. I woke up. I then went outside all afternoon. Came home, 30-minute nap, and then we've watched tennis ever since. We had an hour between this one and the last match, but yeah. As Rybakina forehand goes wide, and Yala gets to advantage. So it's been a pretty hectic day. And then tomorrow I'm going to sleep like 12 hours because I need it. I feel like a zombie. I've only yawned like 8 times on stream today, though. So, I mean, that's a plus. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. Sun's coming out again. Second serve. No, it was Mother's Day. I was out doing Mother's Day things. As a return goes in, the forehand of Yala, in comes Rybakina. The drive volley winner. And it's deuce. All right, we get to deuce. You're still doing a good job even though you're a zombie. If you're coming in here and you're thinking like, you don't sound tired at all, then I'm doing a good job. If you're like, oh man, you sound like shit, I'm doing a bad job. Deuce! Return goes into the forehand of Yala. And Yala puts away the winner again. Again, if you can just make Rybakina move, or at least hit it away from her far enough, you might be able to get winners. And Yala's doing that well so far. Advantage to Yala. Yala's already hit 5 winners to 4 from Rybakina. Good start. Back at return, the forehand of Yala. Forehand from Rybakina on the stretch. Up the line. That's a good shot. Up goes a lot by Yala. Forehand of Rybakina. Inside in forehand winner from Rybakina. Clean. All right. Deuce again. This is a real tussle to start. Nice hitting. We get the deuce. As Yala serves a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Rybakina. Return the back of Yala. Rybakina forehand. Into the back of Yala, up the line to the back of Rybakina. Yala runs around into forehand. Into the back of Rybakina. Now Yala forehand up the line. Too good! Yala's doing a great job at redirecting Rybakina's power. She's doing a great job. She's not trying to overhit. She's just down the line. You're hitting it cross-court. I'm going to get there, and I'm just going to guide it. Advantage Yala. As Yala serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. Okay. Back to deuce. By the way, thank you, Dominique, for the 23 months, and also thank you, Chloe, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. All right, back to deuce. Serve. There's another fault. This is what she can't do. She can't be giving Rybakina second serve looks. All right, second serve. To the backhand of Rybakina, into the front of Yala. Rybakina, backhand. Goes long. All right, advantage Yala. Again, just redirecting the power of Rybakina. Not trying to hit anything too crazy. Not trying to match Rybakina's power, right? That would be foolish. We have seen players try and do that, and it doesn't usually go well. Unless you're Sabalenka. All right, advantage Yala. Serve to the backhand of Rybakina. Return the backhand of Yala. Rybakina forehand. Into the backhand of Yala. As Rybakina forehand again down the line is a winner. Ooh, that was a good shot. That was a very good shot. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. That was a very nice shot. All right, Yala serves again. It's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Return winner. And it hit the line, and Yala's like, yep, you got me on that one. Okay. Advantage Rybakina. See, that's the danger. If you're missing first serves, just ask anybody who's played Rybakina this year. Serving to the backhand of Rybakina. Return goes in the front of Yala. Rybakina backhand. Again to the front of Yala. To the backhand of Rybakina. Yala forehand. Into the net. There's the break. All right. I'll tell you though, it has been a tough first 3 games. They have battled in these first 3 games. It's been 18 minutes for 3 games. That just tells you how much of a fight that Rybakina has had to put up here against this this opponent. Yala has been stubborn, but Rybakina gets the break, just overpowers her in that first one of the day. All right, how we doing, chap? How are we doing? We're almost at 1,000 likes. We are almost at 1,000 likes. Can we get to 1,000 likes by the end of this set? That is my question. You don't have to answer it though. It's fine. It was just a. I'm not asking anybody in particular. Just saying it out loud. Just be consistent with your first serves and don't double fault. Yeah. Look, when Yala gets that first serve in and the rallies are starting, it's a very good contest. You know, she's moving Rybakina around, but she's using Rybakina's power against her. You know, redirecting the power instead of trying to hit the power, which then you lose control and that kind of stuff. $1 million subscribers today. If we get to 1 million subscribers today, I'll do a backflip over there. I would do a double backflip over there. And open every pack of card that I can find in my house. And we'll do a giveaway. Like that, yeah. So tell everybody. Get all your friends. All right. Rybakina with the break. Forehand into the backhand of Yala. Forehand from Rybakina again up the line is a winner. Clean. Clean, clean, clean. 15 love. That's not convincing. Do a backflip on camera. If we get close to 1 million, I might consider it. It depends. It'll depend on how close we get to 1 million by the end of the day. All right, backhand now. Rybakina into the backhand of Yala. Backhand of Rybakina again. Goes long. I'll tell you, anticipation from Yala is awesome too. Like, she is picking the right side to get back these shots. All right, 15-0. Serve again. Alex card giveaway. It might be if there's one in the pack. You already backflip when Kostrick won? Yeah, well, I'll do it again. As we did a forehand return to the forehand of Rybakina. Yala forehand off the tape. Oh, it doesn't go over. 30-15. It's a long start to this match. All right, 30-15. As Rybakina serves an ace. Best, by the way, chat. By the end of her career, could be the greatest server ever. Best server we've ever seen. She's definitely the best server on the WTA right now. Could be the best server of all time. First serve's a fault though. Second serve, she double faults now. I'll do a backflip over there. Second serve. Into the backhand of Yala. Into the forehand now of Rybakina. Backhand of Yala up the line. Rybakina shanks it. It's going to go in. And then Yala forehand up the line. Winner. Tell you, Yala's hitting clean too. 40-30. When she gets an opportunity, she's making it. 40-30. As Rybakina serves again. To the forehand of Yala. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala, by the way, hitting the baseline and hitting winners. Deuce. Wow. Yala is hitting so deep in the court consistently, and it's totally working. Great forehand winner again. All right. Another game, another deuce. Another ace from Rybakina. All right, advantage Rybakina. All right, serve again. It is a fault. Second serve. You having fun yet, Cam? I'm always having fun. Advantage Rybakina. As a return from Yala goes in the forehand of Rybakina. Cross court, the backhand of Yala. Rybakina forehand up the line. Yala gets it back with a bit of a moon ball. It's going in. Rybakina forehand out of the backhand of Yala. And Yala, just missed the up the line backhand winner. She just missed it. And it's 3-1. Just faded wide. That goes, if the wind just could have that would have been a winner. Rybakina wasn't getting it. Can you please shout out my grandma? Shout out grandma. Happy Mother's Day, grandma. 3-1. Do you think Menchik would have fared better against Sinner than Poppy? I don't know. Ask me tomorrow when they play. All right, Yala serving 3-1. Rybakina with a break. She has to make the first serves. Quick match, 1 hour? It's been 24 minutes for 4 games. What are you saying, 1 hour? How? What do you mean 1 hour? All right, serve. Fault. Second serve. We said he won the first set 9-7. Crazy match. Crazy match. Second serve. Into the forehand of Rybakina. To the backhand of Yala. Backhand of Rybakina. Into the forehand of Yala on the stretch. Rybakina up the line as Yala slices it back. Rybakina's with a forehand slice, but it goes long. It's 15-love. Subscribed. Hope Yala wins. Hey, shout out to you for subscribing. We also hit 1,000 likes as well. Appreciate that. Thank you for all being here. We hit 296,000 subs today. We're trying to get to 300k by the end of the year. Good forehand up the line from Yala. Rybakina gets it back. Yala forehand. Inside out winner. What precision on the forehand from Yala today. 30 love. Her forehand has been lethal. She's hitting it deep in the court, moving Rybakina around, but she's also hitting spots. Like, that was a perfect inside out backhand winner. Great shot. 30 love. 79 minutes for a one set for Musetti. Damn. That's brutal. Second serve. As Rybakina forehand return, the backhand of Yala. Rybakina backhand cross court. Yala gets it with a lob, but it's out. I'll tell you, Rybakina hit that return like she meant it. She's just like, get that out of here. That was brutal. 30-15. She crushed it. No, 30-15. Serve. Here's a fault. Every time she misses the first serve, it gives Rybakina an opportunity to hit a return winner. Second serve. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Cross-court return. Slice Yala goes in. And Rybakina forehand cross-court. Yala gets there with a lob. And then Rybakina puts away the smash. 30-all. I'll tell you, good hustle by Yala, but it all started with the second serve, and the return was just too quick. Setting everything up. Thirty-all. Serve. The return goes to the backhand of Yala. Backhand from Rybakina to the forehand of Yala. Rybakina backhand. Into the forehand of Yala. Rybakina now with a forehand. She hits it long. And Yala gets a 40-30. By the way, chat, how many people in the chat are going to start crying if she doesn't get bageled or breadstick today? Oh, no. The amount of comments I've seen just like, oh, no, she didn't get bageled. What? Are you okay? Mother's Day. What are you doing? 40-30. Serve. Is a fault. Second serve. Come on. Second serve. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Return. Goes into the back of Yala. Lob goes up. Rybakina comes in, but misses the drive volley. And Yala gets the second game, and Rybakina's got the break 3-2, but it has been a very close first set. Both players have been arm wrestling for the entire first set. Linda.
Rybakina or Sabalenka will win RG.
Yeah, fair enough. I feel like Andreeva's putting up a pretty good case to get her into the mix as well, depending on this week. Thank you for the 2. How are we doing, chap? I bet $2,000 on the Yala to win. Okay? Good luck. Agree. First serves of Yala should go in, so her chances increase. Yeah. I tell you though, she has been doing well, anticipating the returns of Rybakina and making Rybakina play extra shots, but it's going to be hard to do that for the entire match. That's a tough strategy to try and be on the back foot the entire time on serve against Rybakina. Hey, thank you, Aero, for the $5 super sticker. Good job. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you for the donation. There'll be a random noise at some time. Ta-da! So stupid. Sinner, Djokovic, Zverev, Medvedev, Ruud will win RG. Hear me out. Okay? What are you going to say? I don't know why that random noise happens. I don't know how it, I don't know. I'm not sure. It just happens. Pia.
Thanks, cans, for Alex cover. What a great game, Alex.
Hey, thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Yeah, she's been solid. I mean, a lot of people thought this match would go quicker, but also more one-sided. This has been a very good contest as Rybakina puts away the forehand. It's 15-love. 31 minutes for 5 games is a slow Rybakina match. There have been a lot of deuce points. There's been a lot of 30-alls. There's been a lot of close. 5 games, all been very close. It's been a very good start for Yala against the best player in the world in 2026. Rybakina puts it in the net. 15-0. All right, serve again. Serve out wide, the backhand of Yala. Return goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Up the line to the forehand of Yala. Slice goes in. Rybakina backhand into the Yala forehand. Is Rybakina backhand again? Into the forehand of Yala. Up the line to the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand slice. Rybakina forehand slice into the forehand of Yala. Rybakina goes forehand cross court. Yala's there with a backhand. Forehand from Rybakina up the line. Yala gets on the stretch but hits in the net. Another good rally. 30-15. 30-15. All right, we're back into serves again. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Yala. Backhand Rybakina. To the forehand of Yala. Drop shot. Rybakina's going to get there with a drop shot back. And that is why Rybakina is much, much better than even her previous versions when she was still really good. Because she can do that now. Rybakina would have come in, a year or two ago, probably 2 years ago, and just try to hit that either deep or not know what to do. She would have come in and gone, oh, do I hit it? Where do I hit it? Now she knows, I'm going to hit a drop shot. She's got that short game, if you want to call it. The net game, the drop shots. She has that into her game now. And then the ace. That's the go-to. All right, 4-2 Rybakina. That might have been the easiest game for either player on serve in this match so far. All right, 4-2. All right, back to Eala. Rybakina with the lead, 4-2. Osaka in good form. Yeah, she was so good against Schneider. That match went so quick. I was not expecting it. But Osaka Swiatek, if Swiatek wins tonight, will be a very interesting battle. Backhand goes in from Rybakina into the backhand of Eala. Rybakina forehand on the stretch. There's a slice up the line. Goes in the forehand of Eala. Rybakina backhand again, the forehand of Eala. Up the line to the forehand of Rybakina. Sliced again. As Eala, forehand up the line again as a winner. All right. I don't know if Rybakina knows where to hit it against Eala. She doesn't quite know, because Eala's hitting a lot of good forehands, but also hitting a lot of good backhands. And I think Rybakina is kind of like, do I slice it to your forehand? Do I go cross court? And Eala's like, I can hit all those shots. Like, you gotta overpower me if you're gonna win. So I don't know if Rybakina quite knows where to hit it to Eala yet. As the backhand return goes the backhand of Eala, and Eala hits that one wide. Good return, 15-0. Maybe that's the work of Stanislas Rybakina drop shots. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. So apparently he's married, or his partner is a doubles player on the WTA, or was a doubles player. So maybe, and I don't know if he worked with her or if they just met, but he would have probably learned a lot from his partner being one of the doubles players. I read that. I don't know how, in what capacity if he was a coach or anything. He's a lovely backhand up the line, 30-15. But yeah, maybe he's come in for that, to improve the volleys, to improve the drop shots. Maybe that's what he's brought to Rybakina's game. Because that's what doubles is, right? Doubles is volleys. Doubles is those angles and those different shots. Power in doubles doesn't necessarily work. On the serve it does, but like hitting big ground strokes in the doubles, it's more about angles. It's more about, short shots. As that goes in there on the return, good serve, Yala, 4-15. Yala to keep the match close. $40-15. Well, Yala's putting up a fight. Yeah, this is a very solid performance so far. As we're backing up the line from Yala. Slice from Rybakina goes in to the forehand of Yala. Backing up Rybakina goes wide. And Yala gets the game. And it's 4-3 Rybakina with a break. But Yala just staying close. Hanging on. All right. All right. How we doing, chat? Where are we watching from? I'll ask that before I forget. Where are we watching from? Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. It's 1 a.m. Shout out to the Australians who are also awake. We've got Canada in the house. Chicago, Michigan, Dubai, Florida, Japan, Philippines, Thailand, India, Vietnam. We've got Turkey, San Diego. We've got Manila, England, Tokyo, Estonia, New York City, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Greenland, Germany, New Jersey, Barcelona, Florida, Paris, Barcelona again. We've got Kuwait, North Carolina, Indonesia. We got Iraq in the house, Philippines, a lot of people from the Philippines, Munich as well, Riyadh, Australia in the house. Hey, shout out to Australia. We've got Mauritius as well. Okay, Hong Kong, Vancouver, Saudi Arabia, California, Texas. They're showing the clouds again. Oh no, it is looking dark. Those clouds are looking sketchy. We've got Italy in the house. We've got Dallas, Massachusetts. Roma. Hey, you going to the tennis? Johannesburg. Watching in Toronto. All right. Rybakina serves the fault. Second serve. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. If you like tennis, you're in the right place. We update you with all the scores, all the stats, all the stuff that you need to know. Breaking news. French Open's coming up. We'll do the draw. We'll go through all this stuff leading up to the French Open. Anything that you need to know, I'll tell you. Any questions, I'll answer. About anything to do with tennis. 15 love. As the return goes in, the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand now from Yala. To the backhand of Rybakina. Yala forehand again. Angle to the backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina it's wide, I tell you. Yala's using the angle as well. 15-0. That one there put Rybakina in an awkward position. Hey, thank you for the gift of membership, Lucas. Appreciate that. And thank you, Lorenzo, for becoming a member as well. Appreciate that. If you want to be a member, it's $1 a month. You can join the Discord as well. We have a members-only Discord where all the people that are in the chat that are members hang out and talk about tennis off when we're not live. So if you want to talk about tennis 24/7, they join the Discord. 30-15, good serve, Rybakina again. Rybakina serves again. Serving to the backhand of Yala, return. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Yala forehand to the forehand of Rybakina. As Yala backhand again to the forehand of Rybakina. Into the forehand of Yala on the stretch. Rybakina backhand. Yala forehand goes up the line. Rybakina's there with the forehand cross court. Yala backhand into the forehand of Rybakina, but Rybakina hits it wide. It's 30-0. I'll tell you, Yala is doing so well at reading where Rybakina is going to hit it. And taking like 2 steps before Rybakina is going to commit and gets to it. That's called anticipation. 30-0. 30-all. As Rybakina serves again. Hey, thank you, Jeff, for becoming a member as well. Good serve out wide. Return. Goes in. To the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand again to the forehand of Rybakina. Now Yala with a pass, but Rybakina is there with a volley. And it's too good. Oh, man, Yala had a look. She had a chance, but just couldn't do anything with that passing shot. I tell you, I don't know why they're doing this court level camera. I reckon the camera upstairs may be a little bit affected by the weather. Because they are doing a lot of court level rallies, and I am finding it very hard to see the ball. Yeah, they're going back. I reckon the camera up the top is not working properly. Anyways, return goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala guesses right again. Puts up a lob. The lob goes long. 5-3. This has not been an easy 5-3 for Rybakina. All right, Yala's going to serve to stay in it. 41 minutes for 8 games is not what Rybakina usually plays at, not the pace. There's been a lot of close games. Serve to the back of Rybakina. Return goes in the back of Yala. Yala hits it wide. And it's love 15. They've gone back to the camera upstairs now. Let's go. They must have heard us. WTA watching confirmed. WTA producer. Hi. Everybody say hi to the WTA producing team that are watching the streams. Hello. Love 15. First serve's a fault. Second serve. All right, second serve. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Return goes into the forehand of Yala. Rybakina. Forehand again. To the forehand of Yala. Yala inside out winner. On that forehand side. 15-0. Beautiful shot. Good angle again. 15-all. Yala serves again. As Rybakina return the net. Nice serve down the tee. 30-15. Serve again. Yala forehand giving her points? Yeah. Yala's forehand has been on point all match. Serve at the backhand of Rybakina. Backhand from Yala. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala guesses right again with a pass. Rybakina volley in the net. Man, I tell ya, the cross-court forehand was open for Rybakina, but Yala's just anticipating it properly. And Rybakina goes up the line on the short ball. Maybe, again, Yala must have studied the patterns over, especially against Fernandez, because she's played Fernandez a few times in the last couple of years. And I think Yala might have been like, you know what? I know that if you get a short ball, you're going to hit it this way. The anticipation of Yala today has been very solid. 40-15. And she double faults. 40-30. 40-30. All right, 40-30. What's up? What's up? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? All right, good return from Rybakina. Deuce. What's up? Nice return winner there from Rybakina. There's Deuce. What's up? You want to see what all the action's about, right? You want to see what's going on? Do you have anything to say about this match? As with a forehand from Yala goes long, and Rybakina's got a set point. I got to call the set point, though. Is it okay? Can I call the set point? No. Woo! All right. Advantage Rybakina to take the first set. Yala serves. Into the forehand of Rybakina, return the net. Nice serve. And we get back to Deuce. Set point saved. Back to Deuce. As Yala serves again. Into the back of Rybakina. Good return to the back of Yala. As Rybakina forehand cross court. Yala puts up a lob. And then Rybakina with a drive volley. Yala with a lob again. Drive volley this time down to the forehand of Yala, who hits a passing shot. And Rybakina in the net with a volley. Nice work, Yala again. Advantage Yala. Rybakina just not doing enough with these. He's just not putting it away. All right, advantage Yala to make Rybakina serve for the set. 46 minutes. It has been a hard-fought set. Serving to the forehand of Rybakina. Return in the net. And Yala does hold. Saves the set point and throws it back to Rybakina to try and get it done in this first set. All right. Yala's still resisting. Yeah, Yala's been stubborn. She has been stubborn. Why is my heart beating so fast for a tennis match? Because you care about this match. All right, here we go. Can Rybakina win the set? Stubborn is good, yeah. 4 games for Yala, unexpected but quite great. Fair enough. You wish Yala was number 1? It's never going to happen. Why are you why are you here? You need to come back another day. Why are you picking fights with the Yala fans? Let us all have our fun. This is a good match. Stop being party pooper. Bro came in, chose violence. All right. You picked the wrong day. Anyone who gave Alex less than 4 games, haha. Yeah, she's been very impressive. Very impressive. And been able to withstand Rybakina's power for the most part. Obviously got broken the one time, but it's been a very competitive set. Yala has not been destroyed in this first set by any stretch. All right, here we go, Yala. Is ready to return. Rybakina to serve for the set. She serves out wide the back of Yala. Rybakina lets it bounce. And then hits a forehand to the back of Yala. Rybakina forehand again. Up the line. Good shot. Yala puts up another lob. It's going high. It's going out. 15 love. All right, 15 love. Because of Alex, I now know how scoring in tennis works. Hey, that's awesome. I love that for you. All right, 15 love. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serving to the back, into the forehand of Yala, up the line to the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand again on the stretch. Is good. Rybakina gets it back with a cross-court forehand. Yala slices it, but it's going wide. I'll tell you, there hasn't been too many shots in the net. Besides when Rybakina's overpowered Yala, there hasn't actually been... You know what I mean? There hasn't actually been many, like unforced errors. You know, the errors have come from the power of Rybakina. I mean, Rybakina's hit a few unforced errors, for sure, but Yala's not giving away any free points. That's why it's been such a competitive set. Yala's not... definitely not intimidated. As she hits a return winner. Okay, that's what you do against the best server in the world. Just stand inside the baseline on a second serve and just nail a return, yeah. Nobody does that against Rybakina. Maybe Sabalenka. All right, 30-15. How's the weather now? It's still a bit sketchy. She serves out wide the front of Yala, but it's called a fault. All right, second serve. Second serve. Out wide of the forehand of Yala. Return goes in the backhand of Rybakina. Yala backhand to the forehand of Rybakina. And up the line's a winner from Rybakina. That's just way too good. 40-15. It's 2 set points on the Rybakina serve to take the first set. 40-15. Rybakina serves. Out wide the backhand of Yala. Return goes forehand of Rybakina. Up the line to the forehand of Yala. Rybakina forehand inside out is wide. 40-30. 2 set points have been saved. 40-30. Oh, bless you. Bless you. 40-30. 40-30. Rybakina serves again. Out wide, Yala returns it, but it's not going to make it, and that's it. First set, 6-4, Rybakina. Only the one break. Rybakina gets it and holds strong. I tell you, though, that was... And I said this in the preview chat, that I think Yala's going to surprise a lot of people, because a lot of people, we've seen players who have the same power as Rybakina, but not as clean, really take the racket out of Yala's hands, right? But Yala's surprising a lot of people how competitive she's been in this first set. Only the one break. No break points on Rybakina's serve, but there was a lot of deuce games. 17 winners, 18 errors Rybakina. 13 winners, 13 errors from Yala. And yeah, Rybakina's serving was just better. And that made the difference. But man, what a set. What a competitive set. All right, let's see if Yala can keep this competition level up, because if she does keep in front in the second set, she might be able to steal a break, and then we can see what happens then. All right. How we doing, chat? How are we doing? I was fine with no bagel at 4 games against a great server. Yeah, she's very solid in that first set. Best server in the world. This is the best server in the world, and held her own. 50 minutes for a first set? Yeah, crazy. You reckon 6-3 we're back in a second set? We'll see. Happy Mother's Day. Yep, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Hopefully, we're all having a good day. By the way, chat, we're almost at 1,500 likes. Can we get to 2,000 likes by the end of this stream? Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Not much between them. Yala played great. Hopefully, Yala takes the next. Yeah, I think the thing that I'm sort of waiting to see is, it feels like Yala's going to drop off, but it feels like Rybakina is going to just start. I'm just waiting for that moment where Rybakina is just going to start crushing returns and then serving aces and maybe speeding this match up a bit. Because this is a very slow Rybakina match. You know, nearly 50 minutes for a 6-4 is a long first set for Rybakina. So I'm kind of like, I'm waiting to see, because eventually, how is Rybakina just going to hit a bunch of winners and then all of a sudden it's 3-love? As she hits a 4-1 winner down the line, maybe it's now. And look, again, it doesn't take anything away from Yala if this second set does fly by. Because that first set, a lot of positives taken out of the first set. But it just feels like Rybakina is like not holding back, but it feels like now that she's got the first set, she might just unleash a little, especially on the returns. Love 15. Second serve. As the return goes in the net. 15-0. And how long can Yala hold Rybakina off? Because she did well there to stay close with only one break. But yeah, how long can Yala hold back Rybakina's power, right? Serve is a fault. These first serves need to go in, though. Second serve. Second serve, Yala. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Eala backhand. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Again to the backhand of Eala. Rybakina forehand. Up the line. Eala gets it back, but Rybakina is unleashing forehands and hits a winner. 15-30. 15-30. And that forehand is starting to hit spots. Already 2 forehand winners in the 3 points played. Yala needs to get first serves. She serves. Another fault. Second serve. Winner of this plays either Sigamund or Pliskova in the 4th round on Tuesday. As a backhand return, goes in the forehand of Yala. Rybakina backhand into the backhand of Eala. Cross court the forehand of Rybakina. Eala backhand on the stretch. Rybakina forehand up the line. Winner. 3 forehand winners from Rybakina to get to break point. 15-40. Jeez, she's... It's almost like she heard me. She's like, oh, wait. That's my cue to do the thing that the guy on the TV just said. All right. I said eventually, not right now. 15-40. Serving to the back of Rybakina. Return is good. Eala gets it back. Rybakina cross court is Eala doing a lot of running. Rybakina backhand again, the forehand of Eala. Rybakina backhand again to the forehand of Eala on the stretch. Rybakina comes in. Backhand. Cross court. Eala on the stretch gets it, but Rybakina's got the entire court to hit into. 4 winners from Rybakina to break. 3 on the forehand, 1 on the backhand. And she's up a set in a break now, Rybakina. That was the power that was what I was waiting for. Best player of the year right there. And that's why. She was doing that in Sabalenka too, remember? In Australia? All right. Now, Eala's going to play this Rybakina. All right. The Ice Queen. Yeah. Here's the Ice Queen. By the way, Rybakina, when she wins the first set this year, 22 wins, 1 loss. Crazy. Crazy. She's only lost to Sabalenka from a set up this year. Return goes in the backhand of Rybakina. Eala with the forehand. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. I tell you, Eala can keep hitting these angles and keep getting the returns, not getting aced. She might get a chance to get back. Love 15. Love 15. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. I tell you, Eala's attacking Rybakina's second serve, which is very interesting. She is not holding back on the return. She's like, I'm going to stand close to the baseline. I'm not scared. Great return. Rybakina back into the net again. Love 30. Rybakina hasn't faced a break point all match. Love 30. All right, love 30. Serve again. Is a fault. All right, second serve. Second serve into the forehand of Yala. Great return, winner! All right, love 40. I'll tell you, Rybakina kind of needs first serves. I mean, she's getting attacked every time she misses. Love 40. They're the first break points of the match for Yala to get back on serve. Rybakina serves. A fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Eala. Return goes forward to Rybakina. In the net, Rybakina. There's the break back. All right. Eala breaks back. 1-1. tell you though, Rybakina missed a lot of first serves in that game. A lot of first serves. I think she may have got one in, maybe, and Yala hit the return back good enough to make the error from Rybakina anyway. So the first serve didn't really help anyway, that 1 point. All right, back to Yala. Serving the backhand of Rybakina. Good return, the backhand of Yala. Up the line is good. Up there was a lob by Rybakina. But it goes long. 15 love. All right, 15 love. By the way, chat, don't forget to sub if you haven't already. We've still got Swiatek versus Cocciaretto later, which is going to be absolute fire. That's going to be a really fun matchup later today. All right, 15 love, second serve. That's coming up in like 2 hours. All right, second serve in the back end of Rybakina. Rybakina on the net, 30 love. Also, in other news, we've got Musetti is up a set in 4-3. Van der Zandschulp and Hashanova into a third. A couple of double matches going on. All right, serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Yeah, somebody said Musetti's got like strapping on his leg. But he's winning, so that helps. As a backhand now from Rybakina into the forehand of Yala. Rybakina backhand up the line. Yala gets it back. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand again. Overhits it. 30-15. By the way, chat, don't forget to sub. We're at 1,500 likes as well. We're almost at 2,000, so thank you for that. $30-15. As the return goes into the forehand of Yala, up the line is good. Up goes a lob by Rybakina. It's going to bounce long, and it's 40-15. Yala to take the lead in the second. Left thigh is taped. Okay. By the way, Chad, I have a conspiracy I want to talk about. 40-15. I'm noticing a lot of people at the tennis now are bringing in humongous cameras. Now, I thought that was against the rules. As with a backhand return to the backhand of Yala. Forehand now from Rybakina. That goes long, and it's 2-1 Yala. She takes the lead in the second. Now, I'm pretty sure that I've been to a lot of, like, I've been to tennis events. I've been to, like, sporting events. I've been to concerts, right? And I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to bring, like, a big, like, I'm talking, like, professional, like, $1,000 camera with a lens. And I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. Because that's what the professional photographers with press passes bring. But I'm seeing more and more at tennis events that people are bringing these long lenses as a crowd member. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that. At least maybe you can in Rome, but like you can't do it here. So my conspiracy is I reckon they are professional Instagram photographers that get paid to go there. Or they at least get free tickets to go there, and maybe the tournament are like, yeah, take some photos, and they've got like 100,000 followers on Instagram, and then the Rome Open are like getting influencers to take photography photos and professional. Check if that guy has an Instagram account with a lot of people. Just check. That guy, I reckon that guy's got 100,000 on Instagram. Just check. That camera's way too fancy to be a hobbyist. He's not taking happy snaps. That guy's an influencer. Because I'm like, why is he not sitting with all the other people that have massive cameras on the side of the court? Why is he sitting in the crowd? Unless he's like, where's his press pass though? Where's my hat? Where's my tinfoil hat? Or he snuck that camera in without being noticed. And then he pulls out the camera, he's like, and he's like, I'm just taking photos. And they're like, hey, got a second, what are you taking photos of? Hey, don't worry about it. It's just a camera. It's just a little camera. Don't worry about it. All right, 2-1. But I'm seeing it more and more that people are bringing like big ass cameras to the tennis. I'm like, you can do that now? I thought that was like press only. All right, 2-1. Rybakina serves an ace. 15 love. I also say, because I want to see, like, if that guy's an influencer on Instagram, I want to see what photos he's taking, because they must be pretty good. If they're getting him in there and to do the photos. I want to check it out. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Yala. Forehand from Rybakina. Into the back end of Yala. Again, the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. 15-all. Hashanov, most of the games have been 5 minutes long. Why are we watching this, Cam? Have you not been here the whole time? This match has been great. Serve out wide is a let. Most of the games here have been 5 minutes long. 15-all. Good serve down the 10th corner of Eala. Rybakina forehand to the back of Eala. Sliced. And Rybakina slices it up the line. And then Eala forehand goes wide. Ooh, tough shot. 30-15. 30-15. As Rybakina serves again. Into the forehand of Yala. Return the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand slice. Rybakina. Forehand up the line. Oh, it lands in. That was such a tough shot from Rybakina, for Rybakina and for anybody, really. That was a great pickup. 4-15. I can see you're happy with a smile on your lips when Alex is scoring. Yeah, I'm generally pretty happy in general. First, there's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Yala. Oh, return winner. Return winner. Is that better? Return winner. Return winner. 40-30. 40-30. It's a great shot right in the corner again. I tell you, Yala's precision in this match has been very, very precise. All right, first there's a fault again from Rybakina. Second serve. Second serve. To the guy that said deuce, it better not be. Return goes in. No, it doesn't. Goes out. Don't put scores in the chat. Especially when they're wrong. 2-0. 3-1, Alex. Wrong. It's 2-0. Please don't put scores in the chat. You're confusing me. I've had 3 hours sleep. My brain doesn't work. Stop confusing me. All right, 2-0. All right, 2 games. Oh. Back to Eala. There's a fault. Second serve. Eala needs first serves. We saw what happened in the first game of this set. All right, second serve. Second serve. Oh, double fault. She needs second serves as well. All right, love 15. Cam is absolutely an Eala fan. How dare you? How dare you? Now, as the forehand goes into the backhand of Rybakina. Eala backhand into the forehand of Rybakina. Eala with the backhand on the stretch. In comes Rybakina. Forehand straight to Eala. And then Rybakina volleys a winner. Wow, that was actually not a bad passing shot attempt from Eala. She hit a bit of almost like an off-pace angled backhand. It was not an easy volley, and Rybakina had the awareness to come to the net and really meet the ball in front. Because if she lets that drop, that is a tough shot. Yeah, that was a smart volley. Because if she let that drop, it would have been either a low volley that's really tough, Or it would have been a winner from Yala. So that was actually a great awareness from Rybakina. Love 30. Backing up the line from Rybakina goes long, and it's 15-30. 15-30. As Yala serves again. Serve. Into the forward of Rybakina. Great return. Yala goes up the line. Rybakina slides it back. Yala's back in the point. Backhand cross court. Rybakina gets it. Yala backhand up the line. Rybakina gets that with a pass. Yala with a volley in the nets. Oh, I don't think she wanted to come to the net. And she kind of was in that mid-court where she didn't really have a choice and had to approach the net, and Rybakina hits great shots on the pass. It's a tough volley. Yeah, she didn't even have her feet in the right spot. That would have been a great volley had it gone over, considering where her feet were like facing the wrong way. She was facing this way and the ball was over here. 15-40. As Rybakina in the net on the return. 30-40, one saved. All right, 30-40. As the return goes out, good serve from Yala, and she gets the deuce. All right, deuce for Yala. Good save. By the way, to the one person in the chat who's like crying about not watching Khachanov, we were never going to watch Khachanov today. Even if Yala and Rybakina weren't playing, we were never going to watch that. So I don't know why you're getting so upset by a match that I was never, ever going to watch. Unless it was, something got cancelled and we had nothing else to do. Like, that was never on the card. Khachanov wasn't on the roster. Love advantage again. So please stop getting so upset over something that's actually not happening. We're never going to be watching Khachanov versus Van der Zandschulp. I'm sorry, but I'm not. All right, advantage Rybakina. Also, you know the rules. If you want to watch a match, and I'm not watching it, and I'm watching something else, and you want to watch that match, you've got to pay the toll. It's $3,000 for a request. As a return from Rybakina, that's a winner, 3-2. You know the rules. The rules have been like that for a while. We had to bump up the price because of inflation and all that shit, but it's $3,000 a match. If you want to watch Khachanov, you have to pay the toll, but it's too late now. Too late. Should have done that at the start of the day. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. If anybody does that, I'm going to refund it, so don't do it. Pegula double bageled. And I tell you, Osaka was the most impressive player of the day. She was, I thought her match against Schneider was going to be way closer. All right. Great job, Elena, but a break on clay means nothing without consolidation. That is true. And Yala did break back straight away, which he got broken in the first game of this one. By the way, somebody asked, why is there a kangaroo on Rybakina's bag? So she got Big Ben and a kangaroo. And they're for the 2 slams she's won at Wimbledon and the Australian Open. So the kangaroo is for winning the Australian Open. And when she wins the French Open, it'll be an Eiffel Tower, probably. Or a croissant. And then if she wins the US Open, it'll probably be, I don't know, what symbolizes, maybe an apple for New York, Big Apple, maybe something like that. Yeah, I think it's also on her shoes as well, right? All right, can everybody stop with the stupid comment? All right, that's not funny. Statue of Liberty, maybe. Yeah, that's a good answer. Good answer. Yeah, but she put a kangaroo for Australia, so maybe she'll go with something like a little bit different for France. Maybe not a building or an animal. Maybe she'll go with the food. Or I don't know. What else is there? All right, 4-4 rally. Is it backing up the line from Yala to the backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina to the net. I'll tell you, neither player has had any breathing room in this match. I think 2 games is the most either player has been away from the other, and that was when Rybakina broke and got to 4-2, right? All right, serve. It's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Yala, up the line to the forehand of Rybakina. Yala back in on the stretch. Rybakina forehand. Again to the backhand of Yala. Yala in the net. 15-0. 15-0. As Rybakina serves again. Yeah, a croissant for the French Open. As the backhand goes in to the forehand of Yala, Rybakina comes in with the forehand. And Yala guesses right with a lob. Rybakina smash. Oh, Yala can't get it. I tell you though, she's making Rybakina play more shots than she wants to, but she's good enough to put it away. Remember, when was it, chat? What match was it where Rybakina was missing smashes? Because that's what Yala's doing. She's making Rybakina smash the ball. And she's done well, Rybakina. She hasn't missed a smash at all. But there was that match. Was it against Fernandez? I can't remember. Might have been. It was in Stuttgart where she was just missing smashes. Maybe. Was it against Potapova? It wasn't against Potapova. I think it was before that. And she missed those like 3 smashes in a row. And we're like, what the hell was that? She serves an ace. Musetti wins. Nice. All right, it's Rybakina serves a let. Was it against Mboko, maybe? No, I thought it was this year that she missed. She missed like, there was like those 2 smashes in a row that she missed, and then she didn't come to the net for like a couple of games. Was it Pegula again in Miami, was it? I thought it was against a lower ranked player that was like a bit of an underdog player. That's why I thought it was Fernandez. Maybe it was someone else. Musetti Ruud, 4th round is crazy. Forehand now goes into the backhand of Rybakina. In comes Yala. Rybakina puts up a lob, but it's going to go long, and it's 40-30. Oh, a bagel for US. That's not bad. It's a good idea. It's not a bad idea. 40-30. Anonymous. Thank you for the 5. Appreciate that.
Thank you for featuring Alex Cam.
Hey, no worries. Thank you, fam, for the $2. Appreciate it. All right. 40-30. Great serve, Rybakina. All right. 4-2. Rybakina with a set and the break. I'll tell you, it doesn't... again, this whole match, the entire match has just felt like... It's just... no one has been able to get on a run. Musetti's crying. Do you reckon Musetti's going to have to... Musetti's going to have to withdraw against Ruud, isn't he? I think that's... Yeah. I think if Musetti's that upset after winning, I reckon Musetti's realized, I can't play this tournament anymore. And he's not going to be able to play Ruud. And he's got another injury, which is so shit for him because he's such a great player. And he has been devastated by injury this. And just as he finally starts to get some wins, that so sucks. That sucks so much. As the other double faults, love 15. That sucks. He's got a couple of days to hopefully get ready for Ruud, but if he's that upset today, unless he's like, they're not tears of joy, are they? Maybe they're tears of joy. He's like, yeah, I got through. I'm not watching it, but yeah, Musetti's has such a tough year. Like the Djokovic thing, and now this. If he's having to leave, withdraw, that'd be brutal. All right, backhand goes in the front of Rybakina. I love 15. Here is Yala backing up the line. Rybakina puts up a lob. And then Yala comes into the net. Up goes the lob again. Yala with a smash. She puts it away. 15-all. Clearly hurt. Yeah. That reaction seems to me like he's like, that was my last match at this tournament. That's so shit. So shit from Musetti. The man deserves an injury-free run. If it's not injuries, he's getting terrible draws where he has to play like the player that makes the final in the first round. Anyways, backing up the line, goes into the back of Yala. Lob goes up. Rybakina winds up the forehand, and Yala gets us right again with a slice. And then the volley in the net by Rybakina. Again, anticipation of Yala has been on point from the start of this match. She has just picked the right spot where those 50-50 balls where, she throws up the lob, and then Rybakina's winding up for the forehand, and Yala's made the right choice, like a goalkeeper, saving the goals, right? She's like, all right, you're going to go cross court. I'm there. And makes Rybakina play an extra shot. All right, 30-15. As the return goes into the forehand of Yala. Backhand now from Rybakina. Into the forehand of Yala. Yala shanks that one long, though. Good depth by Rybakina. 30-all. 30-all. He looks like he has a hip injury. Did he have a hip injury at Australia? Is it the same thing? As a forehand return goes back into Yala, back into Rybakina. Into the forehand of Yala as Rybakina. Forehand cross court in the net. 40-30. 40-30. What was his injury in Australia? Groin. It was groin injury in Australia. 40-30. As a return, goes in the backhand of Yala, up the middle to the forehand of Rybakina. Yala, backhand cross court. Rybakina doing some running. Slice goes into the forehand of Yala, up the line's good. Rybakina hits it in the net, and Yala holds. I'll tell you, chat, this has been a very competitive match. And Rybakina hasn't been able to run away with anything. She hasn't been able to overpower Yala easily. There's been moments, but this again, if this is 6-4 or 6-4, that is a solid performance from Yala. A very respectable scoreline against, like I said, the best server in the world. And some would say the best player of 2026. By ranking, that would be the case. What match are we watching tomorrow? I have no idea, because is the schedule even out? I haven't even seen the schedule. I have no clue. I have no idea. We're watching something. Sinner tomorrow. We'll watch Sinner. Sinner and... yeah. Jannik Sinner. We'll watch him tomorrow. All right. All right. Here we go. Can Rybakina keep this break, or has Yala got another trick up her sleeve? Yeah, Andreeva and Gauff are playing. Yeah, Gauff, Jovic are playing tomorrow. Andreeva's playing tomorrow. There's a lot of players playing tomorrow. I think... No. So it's Tuesday, all the ladies are playing. Wednesday, all the men are playing, it's fourth round, right? So yeah, Sinner Popperin, yeah, we'll watch that tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow night, I'm sure. Unless Sinner wants to play during the day. He might be like, no, I want to play that guy during the day. All right, chat, here we go. We're back in serving, by the way. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for everybody who liked the video as well. We're almost at 1,700 likes. Appreciate that. As the return goes to the back of Yala. 4 now from Rybakina up the line. Yala gets it back. And then moonball by Rybakina. Yala hitting great depth. She's got Rybakina in a little trouble here. 4 inside in. Cross court winner. Was not inside in technically. Love 15. Great shot. Wrong foots Rybakina completely. Love 15. Oh, Musetti said cramp. Oh, that's good then. That means it's not an injury. All right, love 15. Serve to the forehand of Yala. Yala hits it out. 15-0. Rybakina serves again. Another fault. Second serve. All right, second serve. Into the forehand of Yala. Return goes in the forehand of Rybakina, but Rybakina hits it out. 15-30. Here's the chance for Yala to get back on serve. 15-30. Excuses. What are you talking about? 15-30. Serving to the backhand of Yala. Good return. Rybakina forehand up the line. Yala gets it back with the forehand cross court. Rybakina puts up a moon ball. Yala comes in with the backhand cross court, but it's long. She just wasn't balanced. She even pointed out, just was reaching on that shot. 30-0. God, Yala had a chance. Stop nonsense excuses. What, hello? Why is everyone, are you okay? Why is everyone, excuse me? Excuse you. You're excused. What'd you do? As a return from Yala is a winner, but it's a let. I was lucky that was a let for Rybakina. 30-0. This is embarrassing. What's embarrassing? Rybakina serves into the forehand of Yala, but it's another let. All right, Rybakina serves again. Out wide of the backhand of Yala, puts up a moon ball. Gets back in the rallies with a forehand from Rybakina to the backhand of Yala. Forehand of Rybakina up the line. Yala's going to get there with her forehand as Rybakina forehand cross court. Yala backhand. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand slice. Is not going to make the net. Just too powerful, Rybakina. 40-30. 40-30. Just to keep that break, Rybakina. I'll tell you, chat, again, this has been a very close, impressive contest. Because I think, again, there's a fault from Rybakina's second serve. We have seen players that are just as powerful, or a little bit less powerful than Rybakina, bully Yala around. But Yala has not been bullied today. She has held her own. She hits it out, though, on that shot. And it's Rybakina with the 5-3 lead. All right. Yala's going to serve to stay in the match. By the way, it's so sad to see people like non-Rybakina fans. Why do you care if Yala loses or wins? Are you okay? Surely you could have done something better with your lives for 2 hours. It's Mother's Day. And here you are making fun of somebody who's losing to the best player on the planet this season. That's really sad. All right, return. Into the backhand of Yala. Backhand out from Rybakina. Cross court. Yala gets it with a slice. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Yala backhand is on the stretch again. In comes Rybakina with a forehand up the line. Yala gets a racket to it, but it's in the net. And it's love 15. Love 15. By the way, Rayo, can I get an apology for saying the score and getting it at this point right? Can you give me an apology, please? I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Love 15. Considering you comment so much, you are one of the most active commenters. You do help the algorithm, even though you screw up your own feed by by commenting on videos you don't like the players of. Your feed must be ridiculous. As with a backhand of a live or a backhand, that's too good. Love 30. I couldn't imagine. No wonder you're so annoyed. You're like, everyone's talking about Yala. No, the algorithm thinks you like Yala, mate. You've got to stop watching her videos, otherwise they get confused. The algorithm gets confused, mate. All right, love 30. Man, what a great match. It's been a really solid match. A lot that Yala can take out of this and see what works, see what doesn't, but also apply to other players that she struggled against. Players like, like she struggled against Noskova, right? She's had some struggles against those bigger hitters. She can use a lot of what she's done today against one of the biggest hitters in the game and one of the most successful big hitters in the game. She can take a lot of positives from this. 15:30. Serve again from Yala. Serve goes in the back of Rybakina, into the back of Yala. Rybakina forehand. Again to the back of Yala. Off the tape, in the net though from Yala, and it's match points for Rybakina. 15:40. Khachanov wins. All right, 15:40. Match points for Elena Rybakina to take the win, get to the fourth round, and take on either Pliskova or Sigemund. Both are going to be very tough in different ways, completely different ways. Serve. Into the backhand of Rybakina, backhand of Yala. Into the front of Rybakina up the line. That's a winner. There it is. Rybakina gets it done, but that wasn't easy at all. That was a hard-fought fight. And I'll tell you, Yala fans, look, I know there's going to be some of you that are disappointed that she lost, but I'll tell you, that was an impressive loss, if that makes any sense. She went toe-to-toe with Rybakina for the most part of that match. And her, weak serve, yeah, she got broken a couple of times. Only once in that first set, though, and she was holding her own with Rybakina, who's the best server on the planet. So you should be very proud of how she performed against Rybakina. You've seen her play against some other players in the past who are big hitters, and it hasn't been anywhere near as close. So you should be very proud of how she did. But Rybakina gets the win. She gets into the fourth round. I think Rybakina might have been like, "Ooh, that was a little closer than I expected." I don't think Rybakina was. That was probably a little more hard fought than she probably would have expected. She wasn't thinking. She's probably thinking, "Oh, hang on a second. Why did that take a little longer than maybe I should have?" But that doesn't change anything for Rybakina. I don't think it makes her look any worse or anything. I think she did what she had to do. She won in straights. Now she'll play Pliskova or Sigemund. Sigemund and Pliskova are two totally different players. It's going to be very interesting to see. If it's Pliskova, it's like Rybakina versus Rybakina. If it's Sigemund, it's going to be Rybakina versus the most frustrating player to play on earth, right? Totally different players. Emotionally, just the way they play, the way they go about it, the quickness of game. Pliskova's going to serve 4 aces in 30 seconds. Sigemund is going to serve 1 serve in 5 minutes. It's a big difference. There is a big difference. I guess the thing for Sigemund, if she beats Pliskova, she's had some warm up for this one, for Rybakina in the next round. But we'll see. Keep an eye on that later. If y'all leave, don't get sub on the way out. But I'm not sure. Yala's supposed to be playing next week in a challenger. We'll see if she does. I don't think she will. I don't think she needs to. I feel like she's done so well enough this week, winning 2 matches and competing well against the world number 2. I don't think, why would Yala go and play a challenger now? I don't think she needs to play it. If she had lost this match in an hour, 2-2 or 2-love or whatever, maybe to get some more confidence. But I think she takes a lot of confidence out of this. 28 winners, 32 errors from Rybakina, 17 winners, 22 errors from Yala. Yala only had the 1 break point. She broke. That was to get back in the set in the first part of this second set. 4 breaks of serve against Yala for Rybakina. Only 7 break points, though. And those first few games of this match, even the first set of the match, there was a lot of deuce. There was a lot of 30-alls. So very, very, very solid performance by both. All right. Also, Svitolina Bartunkova in a quarterfinal is also on the card. So, yeah. But if you are leaving, don't forget to sub on the way out. Because we will be watching Yala at Roland Garros. If she doesn't play this week, and she's supposed to be playing in Strasbourg, I think. But again, depending on if she needs to or wants to. Great game from Yala. You put up a good fight. Rybakina is way too good. Hey, look. I'll tell you, higher ranked players have done worse against Rybakina. So that was a very decent effort. One of the best matches for Yala. Yeah, it was yeah. I mean, you should be happy with that result, at least with that effort. You should, maybe not the result, but the effort for sure. She's improved a lot, Alex. Yeah. Can't wait to see the game. Great show as always, Cam. Hey, thank you, Carlo. Appreciate it. Now, we got Swiatek coming up in about an hour and a bit, so we can just chill out for a bit, and we'll get to that when we get to that. But, yeah, super solid. By the way, schedule should be coming out, like, now, right? Like, we should be getting that schedule now. You've sent me the other one, Gene. Okay. So the draw for the other... She's in the Spanish one. Oh, sorry. Was this Palmer? Oh, is she not? Oh, no, this is the Paris one. Yeah, she's on the other... Oh, by the way, Madison Keys is playing a challenger next week. That's interesting. That is very interesting. She got a wild card, and she's going to be playing in Paris in a challenger next week. That's crazy. Love and support for Alex. Yeah. Cam is sad. Why would I be sad? Rybakina is only 50% in this. She is feverish since this morning. How do you know that? Are you a doctor? Draw for Palmer is not out. I didn't think so. Yeah, it'd be interesting because Yala is also got a last minute in the doubles. What's today? Sunday. I don't think she's going to play next week. Because how's she going to play Palmer if she's playing committed to doubles? Unless she plays on like Tuesday in Palmer. I don't know. I'm not sure. When is Palmer? It starts tomorrow. So yeah, I'm not sure. Great fight for Alex. Thanks for the stream, Cam. No worries. Thanks for hanging out. Yala's serve has improved, but it's still to improve some more. She needs more aces to go against the top 10. Yeah, but look, her serve is a work in progress. But I wouldn't say. I mean, considering who she was playing, she actually held her own on serve pretty well. Considering she was playing against one of the best returners and one of the hardest hitters on the WTA, she actually didn't do too badly on the serving front. She got broken 4 times, but only once in that first set, and that was the difference. So, I mean, that first set was very impressive. Cam's prediction was correct. Yes, yes. Are we going to cover Hodar? Maybe. We'll see how Swiatek's match goes, and then we'll see what we do after that. I am still running off 3 hours sleep, so somehow I don't know how I'm somehow still here. Love Alex from Barcelona. Hey, shout out Barcelona. I've been there. Love that. She fought really well, though Rybakina is literally hammering the ball. Yeah. Great defense as well. And she just kept making Rybakina play more and more shots, which is what you got to do. I mean, we saw, we've seen so many players do that against Rybakina and beat. I mean, Fernandez was the big one. And the way that Yala played was definitely taking some pointers from that Fernandez match in Stuttgart that Fernandez almost won against Rybakina. Just getting it back, making Rybakina play as many shots as she can, make Rybakina hit a winner, basically. Like, you're gonna hit good shots, but I'm gonna get them back, and then you got to hit put a smash away. And if you can do that, then you're too good. But if you can't do that, then we've got a match. So I agree. If Swiatek and Osaka play, Osaka wins. She looks scary. Yeah, Osaka looks so good today. She was on fire. You're right. Fernandez was almost there. Yeah. Fernandez definitely. I'm sure they got inspiration. The coaches got inspiration from and some some pointers from that matchup. Today, Yala played well enough to beat almost anybody. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't need to keep convincing you guys about how good Yala's been this week. It's been a very successful week for her clay court progress. This is more than a decent showing, as there are improvements clearly, yeah. The Met Gala made Osaka stronger. Yeah, I thought she would be like jet lagged and like totally out of it, but she's been great. She come back here and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna win now. You're like, wait, what? But you were just like walking around like in New York like 2 days ago. Now you're not tired. Swiatek, Andreeva, Rybakina will win the title. Yeah, they're the favorites. And Gauff. Got to put Gauff in there. Remember, Gauff made the final last year. Gauff deserves to be mentioned. But I would also mention Pegula because, again, like every tournament in the entire season, we never mention her name. We always go to the big names, the bigger names first. But I tell you, with a double bagel today and also winning Charleston, I know that's not the same clay, but it's still a clay tournament. Pegula needs to be mentioned. She shouldn't be mentioned. Now, the problem with Pegula is she might have to play Rybakina. And we know that's not been a good matchup. But I tell you, I wouldn't mind seeing Pegula play Rybakina at night on clay. Like, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't say no to that. Pegula is so underrated. Yeah. She gets overlooked so much. And I'm put my hand up and say I'm someone as well who always forgets to put her in the names of top players because, I mean, she's always going to be around there, though. She's always been around, right? But she's always been stopped. Like the ceiling is, it's kind of like Zverev with Sinner, right? It's like Pegula gets to Rybakina or Sabalenka, and that's the blockage, right? That she can't get past that block. But she can get to that stage, right? Consistently. That's why she's, top 3, top 4 this year, right? Thanks as always. Best commentary around tennis. Always a blast listening. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Are we watching Hodar? We might. Yes, Svitolina is a dark horse. She's also had a great year. She's won this tournament before. Svitolina could beat Rybakina and then play Pegula in the semis. If Pegula beats Osaka, who beats Swiatek, that could all play out. And then we get Pegula versus Svitolina. Winner plays, I don't know, Andreeva versus, Penko, right? The winners play each other in the final. I mean, that could happen, even though we still have Rybakina, Swiatek, Gauff, all these, higher ranked players. That, 5 to 10 could be the ones that make the final. It's a lot different to the men's side of things where it's like, you've got the top guys and then you've got maybe, everybody else. On the WTA, there is definitely like the top players, but the top players between, 4 or 5 and 10, more than capable of winning this trophy too. And beating those top 5 players, Pegula's so humble, also considering where she is coming from. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think she'd be a very... if she bragged and was like a spoiled brat, I don't think she would have gotten too very far. Like, it doesn't seem like... You know what I mean? Like, the thing with tennis, right, is yes, being born into an environment where your family can afford to send you to lessons and get you the best coaches and travel is going to give you a leg up at the start. But it doesn't buy you top 10 rankings. It doesn't buy you wins. You can't buy wins. You can buy coaches to get you better. You can buy, but you got to put in the effort. Like, at the end of the day, it comes down to you anyway. So it does come down to the individual. So that's why Pegula and all those players that you mention, that people mention all the time about, you know, coming from money, it does come down to them at the end of the day. In fact, they have, like, and I'm not saying you should, like, you know, you can, whatever your opinion are of whoever, but it's almost more impressive because they could do anything else. Like, they could do anything else. But they decide to play one of the most brutal physical sports that is unforgiving and nothing guaranteed. You could go and play a team sport and, you know, be sitting on the bench, right? And come on for 5 minutes and shoot a couple of hoops or kick a couple of balls around and be a part of the team, but like make no contribution. And you could still win a championship, right? You don't have to be a star player to make, you know, to win a ring. But to be a successful professional tennis player, like, you got to do all the work. You got to put all the effort in. And for players that are coming from a position of wealth, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, that, like, the self-motivation they will take, because they could literally do anything else. They could do whatever they want. They've won the birth lottery, right? They've won the lottery. They've been spawned into an environment that they have. The world is their oyster. They could do whatever they want, and they decide to play tennis. That is a choice. Like, that is a choice. They don't even have to. They could do nothing, but no, to go through this, like, again. So whenever, I know you're not saying that, whoever brought it up, but it's just something that you should consider, because tennis is not like other sports in that regard, where you can buy wins, or you can, like, even in boxing, like, if you're coming from a wealthy background, you could get yourself a fight against one of the best fighters, right? Just based on your, you know, situation. You can't do that in tennis. Yeah, you could get an exhibition match against Carlos Alcaraz or somebody, maybe, but you can't get to the final of Roland Garros or get to the final of a Grand Slam or win a 1000 by having, you know, wealthy parents. Like, that's not how you can get to the final. That's not how you do it. Like, you have to win the matches. You have to do it on your own when you're out there. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that, like, yeah, whenever people bring that up, it's always, like, confusing, because it's like, actually, yeah, they get a better start, but it doesn't guarantee anything. But you're right, she's very humble. And Navarro is too, both of them. Very down to earth. Very down to earth. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Giuseppe. Who's talking shit? Somebody get that guy out of here. I kind of expected Elena to blow Alex off the court. She did not win easy. Yeah, I think a lot of people did. Like I said during that match, you know, there have been lower ranked players than Rybakina that have destroyed Yala. Let's not mince words. Destroyed her, right? Bullied her. Less than an hour, 6-2, 6-love, right? We've seen that scoreline a couple of times this year. And that could have easily happened. I mean, Rybakina is the best player she's played this year, based on ranking and based on form. She has played Coco as well, but Rybakina's having a better year than Coco. And the fact that Yala was able to... First set was super impressive. The second set, towards the end, once Rybakina got that break, and then right at the end she breaks the win, it's like that second set, you know, kind of slipped away a little bit from Yala. But the first set, yeah, I mean, it's definitely maybe surprisingly close for some. Even the people that are screaming and shouting and celebrating Yala losing, which is kind of sad, because you're like, yeah, she lost to, like, the number 2 in the world. So like, yeah, okay, dance and scream. It's like good for you. Like, yeah, you won. Good on you. But yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I know you guys from the Philippines are super proud. Even before this match had started, you guys were saying in the last match, you're like, you made the 3rd round. We love that, regardless of what happens, you know. And that's called thoughtful and measured thinking. And that's what you guys are. Again, I don't know where the people that get really pissy at Yala fans. I don't know what fans they're reading. Maybe they're reading like chat bots or something that are like, I don't know, or like comment bots that are like rage baiting them. But I don't see any of you guys like over exaggerating Yala's abilities. You're all very realistic and you're not like, oh yeah, Yala's going to win the French. No, I haven't heard that comment once. I've heard other people say, I can't believe somebody thinks that Yala's going to win the French. I'm like, who thinks that? Nobody said that. You're either seeing things or you're like, I don't know what's going on. Like some people are just getting like, you're losing your mind. Like nobody's saying that. You're blind, Cam. How dare you? How dare you call me blind? I can see, and I have glasses. Don't discriminate against my glasses. How dare you call me blind? I need these to see. My eyes hurt. By the way, we've got one more match to come, and it's coming in an hour's time. So we're waiting for we got Swiatek coming up against Cocciaretto, which is a very dangerous match for Swiatek.
Hey, Cam, how was your nap?
Pardon me. I didn't have one. I didn't get one. I'm just resigning to the fact that I'm going to be probably struggling in the Swiatek match, but that's okay. Like I said, if it's a good match, then it'll be fine. Nice potential Osaka Swiatek match. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is a banger. Why dangerous? Because Cocciaretto has been really underrated this year. She's actually been really... I'm a little surprised. I think it's because she's been injured at times and she's kind of not been able to capitalize on her momentum. But Cocciaretto has had a very, very underrated season. And she should be seeded here. But she's still unseeded at this stage because she's 40 in the world. She's very close to being seeded. But yeah, she made... She won Hobart at the start of the year with as a qualifier. She beat Coco Gauff almost twice. She beat her once in Doha and then made it to the 4th round and made it to the quarterfinals and also nearly beat Coco again in Miami. She was injured in Indian Wells, which was a shame. She then lost to Pegula in Charleston, 3rd set tiebreak. Pegula went on to win the whole thing. She's beaten... on the clay, she hasn't been as good, but she didn't play Stuttgart because it's way too... Stuttgart's so hard to get into anyway. She played Rouen, lost 2nd round in a close 3-setter. Didn't play well in Madrid, lost 1st round, but now's into the 3rd round here. Very dangerous opponent for Swiatek. And she's from Italy. We're playing in Italy. 20 wins, 8 losses this year, and a title. For somebody who's 40 in the world, that is a scary player. And she's also just got this intensity that's going to get the crowd riled up, and Swiatek better be ready. Like she can't. I know Swiatek should win, but it is definitely a danger match. Take Cocciaretto lightly, you're gonna get a shock. Is Roland Garros the last major clay tournament? Excited for the grass season? Yeah, it's sort of the last one, and then after that we have grass season. Yeah, but there are clay events after Wimbledon, just not any major ones. Not any Roland Garros level ones, or any like 1000s or anything. Is Roland? Yeah. Too bad for Yala did not win. Her chances of winning in 4th round and quarterfinals were good. Yeah, I mean the draw definitely opened up, but she could have got over this match. But again, I keep saying it. If you are an Yala fan, that was a respectable result, and she I think there was a couple of nervous people in the chat that were maybe rooting against Yala that were kind of quiet in the first set, to be honest. And then once she started losing, they started piping up, right? You always see this, it's very quiet. No one's actually like, where are all those people that were screaming bagel, bagel? And then they come back in the second set, right? They're like, oh, now she's down. Oh, those are the tough guys. Ostapenko needs a second Roland Garros out of nowhere. She might. I mean, she might win a second Grand Slam at, like, US Open. Can you imagine? Penko could do it. No schedule yet? That's crazy to me. How is there no schedule? That's insane. It's late in the day. Where instead of supporting successful people, some try to tear them down out of envy. Yeah, look, I get it. Like, people like to troll. Trolling is funny to them. But, yeah. Prismus versus Hashanov. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting. I would have rather have watched Yala play Swiatek. That would have been fun, especially where Swiatek is right now, confidence-wise. Like, that would have been a good test, and with the head-to-head. I mean, that would have been real fun. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Swiatek Yala Roland Garros match. Second, third round. That'd be kind of fun. Cam is just hyping a challenger level player. Madison Keys is playing a challenger next week. Is she a challenger level player? Technically, yes, because she's playing a challenger. But also, she has a Grand Slam. So, I mean, challenger level player, you got to be better. If that's a diss, you got to be better, mate. Yala and Swiatek will meet again for sure. Yeah, Roland Garros would be interesting. Actually, more interesting would be on grass. Maybe at Wimbledon. That would be kind of interesting. Proud of her no matter what people say. Yeah, look. I feel like some people are just bored today. It's Sunday. You're just sitting around doing nothing. You're like, I better do something. That's okay. That's what we're here for. We're here to have fun and talk. Wish your mums happy Mother's Day and then come back. Or not. Yala and Fonseca are trailblazers for their countries. Well, Fonseca is definitely a resurgence for Brazilian tennis. He's not a trailblazer, though, because there's other people that have gone before him that have set the tone. Guga being the best one. But Yala is definitely a trailblazer for the Philippines. She's doing things that Filipino tennis has never seen before. Whereas Brazilian tennis has had its day in the past, and it's just resurgence through Fonseca. Like, he is the resurgence of Brazilian tennis, which has been dormant since Guga, pretty much, on the men's side. On the women's side, Haddad Maia obviously popped up, recent years, but yeah, he's not a trailblazer because Guga has already walked in he's following his footsteps, right? Guga blazed the trail back in the 2000s with multiple slams, but Yala for sure is a trailblazer. Coco versus Alex on clay will be more interesting. Hey, look, there's a lot of interesting matches. Paul Dart area is half-empty stadium. That's crazy. Maybe they're just all out for dinner. You think that Swiatek has got it to win another slam? Yes. We had this conversation last year, and then she won Wimbledon. So, yes, Swiatek can win another slam. She will win another slam. She might even complete the Korea slam because she has made the semis of Australia a couple of times. Chen from Indonesia as well. Oh, yeah, she's trailblazer. I mean, Southeast Asian tennis, and not to be outdone as well, the Thai players as well, like Tara Rudy, who is popped into the top 100 in recent times as well. So, like, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines are all having a moment right now on the WTA. Like, they are all, the Southeast Asia region is, it's got some players coming out, which is great. Do you think that Swiatek? Yeah, I think Swiatek's got another slam for sure. Yeah, Potapova's been impressive recently as well. Yep. Oh, me. I'm not impressed by Rybakina. Yeah, but you never are. At least you're consistent. The day that you're impressed by Rybakina is the day that you bumped your head when you got out of bed or something, because that's crazy. Bublik, by the way, is kind of dominating Tien. They just started. I'm a massive Alex fan. I'm a fan of Alex fans. They show up to the streams and matches. That's what sport's for, to enjoy and cheer for their favorites. Exactly. They do. Yeah. They show up. They cheer. They're wholesome as hell. Like, I get so many nice comments from the Yala fan base. Very wholesome. Yeah. And very appreciative as well. They're very nice. They're very, very good fan. That's why I'm like, I don't know why people are getting so like, why people would want to like challenge that fan base, because they're lovely. Like, why would you want to fight them? I still don't quite understand the Yala hype. There are no other athletes in the Philippines to cheer for. I mean, my country has several great tennis players, and none of them get as much attention. What? Okay, so where's your country? So then I can kind of maybe give an answer. Like, where? Like, if you're saying like if you're from like America, then there's a lot of players, and that's probably why there's not much hype around every player there, because there's a lot of options. Czech Republic. Well, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, because you're spoiled for choice. When you've got 100 million people, and sports, like, there's not that many athletes on the world stage that are, you know, competing on the highest level week in, week out, or even just like monthly, right? Then they're all going to follow the person, you know, they're all going to follow that one person who does. So there's 100 million people from one country following one person. Whereas the Czech Republic, you guys have got multiple different sports, and you've got multiple different tennis players that you could follow. So it's split up a bit more, if that makes sense. So like, you've got your Noskova fans, you've got your Lehechka fans, and Menchik, and like, everybody has a bit more choice, so you can follow it. But you've also got sport for choice for sports. So you can watch other sports too, right? You can watch football. You can watch... What other sports does Czech Republic do well at? Like winter sports and stuff, right? So they're like... Whereas the Philippines, I think they're really into basketball too. Like NBA and the basketball. But then there's Yala and combat sports in the past, right? So that's why there's a lot of people, and they're hungry for sports stars. And when they get one, they're all behind them. And that's where the... I mean, it's weird to say the hype, but it's the popularity, right? It's the popularity of Yala, you know. Again, I don't think people are like, I'm not seeing the same, like, I don't know where people get, like, the hype makes me think that like people are coming in here and saying that she's, you know, she's got great potential, but like she's going to be a slam champion in the next 12 months. And like I don't hear that stuff, but she's getting so much exposure because there's 100 million people coming into the sport. I'm obviously not everybody from the Philippines is watching tennis, but to make it easy, 100 million people are coming to tennis most of them for the first time. So that's why you'll see, like, you know, WTA doing things about her, and Tennis Channel doing interviews, and all the podcasts are doing interviews with her, because there's a new fan base that are into the sport, and, you know, they're all, you know, wanting to educate the new fans, right? I mean, this is a great example here. We had so many people here today. We watch any other match today, it's not going to come close to how many people were here today, because there's 100 million people watching Yala, hungry to watch Yala and want to see her succeed. So, you know, that's why you're seeing so many. It's not because like we're all like, everyone's propping her up as like, yes, everybody must follow Yala. Everybody must. No. It's not for those. It's not for you guys. It's for the people that are coming in, that are wanting to talk about it and wanting to learn about tennis, right? It's not for the tennis fans that are like, no, I don't. Again, I'm not. Maybe you're seeing it. I'm not. But nobody's putting Yala on a pedestal and being like, she's going to be the next champion. You know, she's going to. You know, nobody's saying that. I'm not seeing that being said. It's that her fans are coming in and people, there's content around her or whatever it is for her fans, right? It's for her fans, and there's a lot of them. So you'll see her doing interviews and all that kind of stuff. And putting her on your Instagram feeds. But it's not to be like everybody needs to worship this player. It's welcome to the Filipino players. You really like this player, but also, you really like this player, but stick around and watch this player as well, right? Stick around, watch Swiatek. You already know who Swiatek is if you're an Yala fan, right? Come around and watch, the men's tennis as well. Like that's what I'm trying to do. Is bring in the Philippines fans coming in, and then hopefully they stick around and they watch different players, more players. And get into tennis like we all do, and watch every match that ever happens like we all do. Well, some of us do. But like I say every single time, if you are sick of seeing Yala in your feed, if you're sick of seeing Yala in your timeline, you need to stop watching her matches. You need to stop commenting on her videos. You need to stop, even when the algorithm doesn't know whether you're angry or happy. They see that you said something or that you watched something, even if you're hate watching. The algorithms are saying, you want to what? You want a Yala? We'll give you more Yala. Even if you don't like it. They're going to feed you more of that stuff. So do yourself a favor if you're like, I don't like Yala being shown up on my Instagram every 5 minutes. Stop watching Yala videos. That's a you problem. You need to watch some other shit. You're doing it to yourself. You come in here and be like, oh, Yala. Yeah, the algorithm's going to be like, oh, Yala. You want to see Yala. It doesn't know the difference between angry and happy. So if you ignore it, you won't see it. And you'll see something else, all right? That's how it works. Or at least that's how it has been explained. That's how it's supposed to work. At least that's how it works for me. If I see a video that is someone talking about something, I'll get 3 videos straight away. I'm like, okay, cool. That's... Even if I'm like, I don't really care for that video. Oh, I got more videos on that. Oh, I don't really care about this subject. Why am I seeing videos about this? That is how these things... So if you don't like watching Yala, don't engage with her stuff. And it should help you. It should help your feed, and then you can actually see the players you want to watch, or the players that you want to see. Good luck to you who want to do that. Instead of coming in here and getting mad, that's something that'll make it worse. I can't believe I'm trying to help the people that are just coming in here spewing shit. It's annoying. I'm done. I think some of the frustration. Your coverage has been lopsided, reminiscent of Raducanu. But Raducanu had the same thing on a smaller scale, though. There's a lot of new people that are coming back into tennis from the UK. She was bringing a British audience. And I know Andy Murray did that too, and so does Draper. But it's the same thing. If there's a lot of... Okay. We do a combination of things. We watch great matches. We watch top players. And then I'm also watching matches that the majority want to watch, right? So if a lot of people want to watch Raducanu, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch her, then I'm doing not only just myself a disservice, but I'm doing everybody who the mass that want to watch her, right? Same with the Yala. If I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that, then all those fans are going to be like, you're ignoring. And I know Hashanov and all these other guys, Musetti, right? And they have their fans. But when I watch those matches or when I watch those players, unfortunately, people don't rock up as much. And if you are a fan of those guys and girls, make sure you rock up. Because that is, again, we watched Ruud versus Lehechka this morning. Great matchup. Love that match. We watched Zverev as well today. Again, great matchup against Blocks, rematch. Because that's, again, those are the matches that we watch because they're important matches. We're going to watch Swiatek later because she's a top player. Same with Zverev as well, top player, right? But then also Yala. Like we've got a good mixture. There's a lot. We're watching a lot of players. I'm not ignoring other players. And even if there is another match on during an Yala match, and I know it's important, I try and do double headers, right? So, like, again, if you feel like I'm not watching your player enough, let me know who you want to watch, and then we can go, okay, we'll try and work them into the schedule. Just playing devil advocate? No, that's all right, Amber. You've been around for a while on the channel, so I listen to the people that have been here for a long time because I know you guys have been here from the start. So I want to just make sure that, like, the loyal people that have been here from the get still can, to understand, like, okay, the point of, part of my job is to promote the game and try and get more people in the sport. And if I'm ignoring a player that's, where a lot of people are interested in, I'm not really promoting the sport to new people. Plus, all these people that just watch the Yala are going to come watch Swiatek, right? Right? You're going to come back and watch Swiatek in an hour. I know it's like 2 a.m. in Philippines, but you're going to stick around, right? That's the. I watched the Yala, now you got to come and watch Swiatek. That's the plan. That's the deal. And we'll sleep in 2 weeks. Sounds fair? Yeah, I think that sounds fair. Alex is opening a lot of doors for young Filipino players. Yeah, for sure. Is Yala a big player? She hasn't proven herself. But tell that to the Philippines. Like, they're like, what, you'd be like, oh well, sorry, you should not follow the person from your country and be patriotic because they haven't done anything. Okay, so they're still gonna watch her, No worries, Amber. I appreciate your comments. Let's go watch Bublik. His match is halfway through. Come on. You know the rules. I don't start matches. By the way, it's halftime. It's 0-0 with West Ham. Arsenal are playing. I really should be watching that. We're going to watch Swiatek in like 30 minutes. We're not watching Bublik versus Tien. Not today. We'll watch Bublik in the next match, though, because if he wins, he plays... who's he play? He might play Hadar. And Hadar Bublik kind of feels like a bit of a must-watch. Read my lips. Oh, I can't see you, but I'll read your text. Win or lose, we watch and support it. Hey, I respect that. No, I'm not doing a football stream. Never. We're not doing that ever. There's plenty. You can watch Mark Goldbridge is the go-to football stream. I'm sure he's watching Arsenal West Ham. You can go watch it over there. Does the best in the business. I think you follow. I select good matches to follow. I try. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm also a one-man show, so I'm like, I hate when I miss a match that I'm like, I should have watched that instead. Like, we go and watch Zverev and he wins in straights, but we should have watched Musetti in 3, or like that. That's some of the You can never watch all the good matches. We try. I think we've covered most of them, but there's always going to be one that slips through. I'm like, bugger. Like the golf match yesterday. I had things I had to go and do. I actually had to go outside, and I looked at the scores when I was out. I was like, oh, that's a good match. Oh, would have loved to watch that one. But golf won, so I was like, okay, phew. We can watch her tomorrow. European time zone is perfect for Africa. Nice. Schedule's watching the soccer, yeah. The schedule's holding their breath. All right, chat. I'm going to send you over to the Swiatek versus Cocchiaretto match, which is starting up in about 30 minutes. I got to be honest. I'm kind of nervous for this one. For Swiatek, because this could be a danger match. This is an opportunity for her to put the foot down, though. So let's see if Swiatek can get out of this. She had a tough first round against McNally, second round against McNally. Now she's got to play an Italian at night. This could be awkward. So yeah, let's see how Swiatek does. But Rybakina wins against Yala 4-3 in an hour and a half. It was a very competitive matchup. Yala did, I think, better than expected by some, and definitely didn't disappoint her fans that always root for Alex. But Rybakina wins. She's into the fourth round. We're going to keep an eye on what happens with Pliskova and Sigemund to see who Rybakina plays, because both those ladies are tough. But Swiatek coming up soon.